how delicious, healthy, and fresh these gummies are? Today, we're going back to our childhood and enjoying gummies again. For example, the classic little bear gummies we've always had, but a healthy version, and in exactly the flavor you want most. The best part is that we're only going to need 3 basic ingredients. The first one, obviously, is the fruit. And choose the fruit you like because it will determine the flavor of the recipe. And today, I'm gonna make watermelon ones, my favorite gummies. Besides being delicious, they have a vibrant color that's also visually appealing. But basically, you can use any fruit. But there is a small exception or detail to keep in mind. If you're going to use fresh kiwi, pineapple, or papaya, you need to boil the juice before continuing with the recipe. Because if you don't, they won't set. Cut a thick slice, taking your time. Simply, with a good knife, you cut a few triangles, remove the green part, and cut it into cubes. Because with this fruit, we're going to make the puree, which is going to give us all the flavor, so put it in your blender jar or your blender cup, whichever you prefer. Remember, the smaller the cubes, the easier it will be for you. Ready to blend? Make sure to use every last drop of flavor. If one falls out like mine did, they say if you pick it up within a few seconds, you can put it back in. Blend again, quickly with a good blender. And right away, watermelon juice. We're gonna have half a cup here, and we're going to use that liquid to dissolve a heaping tablespoon or 15 grams of unflavored gelatin in it. If you want to use gelatin sheets, you'll need to soak 10 sheets. This is what we call hydrating the gelatin. In other words, letting it soak as usual. Now let it rest. There we go. It gets dense like a sponge in just 5 minutes. Thank you! The rest of the juice, which will be at least another 200 milliliters, we're going to put in a small saucepan. And if the saucepan has a spout, even better. To give it texture and also a sweet touch, add a tablespoon of honey. And whenever you use honey, have a spatula handy, because if not, it all sticks to the spoon. A few drops of lemon juice. And let's get mixing. No, the lemon isn't just for the flavor. The acid helps to enhance the natural colors of the fruit. And besides, it acts as a preservative and as a general flavor enhancer. As soon as it's nice and hot, take it off the heat. Stir it one last time. And keep it handy, because here, we're gonna dissolve the gelatin we hydrated at the beginning. So, pay attention, because the magic is about to happen. Remember to use a saucepan with a spout, otherwise you'll have to transfer it to a jug before doing this step. Now take the gelatin. You can see it's bloomed perfectly and already nice and thick. And we're going to add it to the warm mixture. If anything sticks to the edges, make sure to use that too. And all that's left is to give it a few stirs. No. Thanks to the heat of the mixture, you can see it melts in just a moment. Look at the texture you get in a minute. It dissolves perfectly. It's a slightly thick liquid. And forgive me if I'm being repetitive, but remember to leave it in a saucepan with a spout or in a jug. This is essential for pouring it properly. The small molds are really cute because it's fun for the gummies to be bite-sized. But the slightly larger molds, which are for 2-bite gummies, are more practical because you can pour the liquid without worrying about spilling it. The process is simple. You take a mold you have and start filling it with this wonderful mixture. You can use chocolate molds, cookie molds, whatever you have on hand. And if they're small, you have to be much more careful. I explained it to you before. Look what happens. Even when pouring a small amount, it's hard to measure without spilling some. So I recommend again that you keep the pastry spatula handy so you can run it over the surface and push the excess liquid to the next little hole. Of course, if you manage to make them in tiny molds, you'll have something very similar to the classic gummy bears. Thank you. What? Do you dare to try making a smaller version too? Once you have the trays ready, you need to put them in the fridge for at least 4 hours. Although you already know that all these desserts that need to be chilled, if you prepare them the night before, it's even better, and you avoid possible problems. The only important thing is that you don't drop or shake the tray on the way, or you'll drip all over the kitchen. You know that time flies on the internet, and I already want to start enjoying my homemade sugar-free fruit gummies. To unmold them perfectly, press down really firmly. Look, it's so simple. You bend the mold and it comes out shape and all. Onto a little plate, and it's ready. Like I said, with these slightly bigger molds, it comes out perfectly every time. It always comes out clean. See? On the other hand, the small ones are going to be a bit harder, and the more design they have, the more difficult it is. But it doesn't matter, they're all tasty. I'll explain how to make the typical ones that come with the sour powder on the outside. You can buy it at a health food store or a baking supply store. You just sprinkle the powder, and since they'll still be a little bit moist on the outside, right after unmolding them, you just roll it over the top. The sour powder will stick to it. And that's it. Are you more into regular gummies or the ones with sour coating? I don't know which one to choose. If we're talking about gummies, there are 2 questions you have to ask. First, what flavor would you like to make yours with? And second, when you were a kid, what was your favorite gummy? Watermelons, cola bottles, or gummy worms? Tell me in the comments, because I'd love to reminisce about childhood with you. And now, let's spread some happiness. Come on, who wants one? The excitement starts in the kitchen. With simple steps and no complications, subscribe.